back to Dubster Dive, where we take a look at something's English dub and see if it works. Ah, you're back!
I am?
Yep, and I teased this in Gal, so figured, oh, what the hell, we'll cover it now. Especially since localization, this stuff still keeps going. I don't think it's ever going to stop either.
Bring on the robots.
Well, yeah. They're never going to shut up, are they?
No, they're retarded.
But yeah. You know, the funny thing is, though, about Jamie Markey, I drafted up a little song for her. 'Cause loving you is easy, 'cause there's so much of you for me to love.
What the fuck?
Just call me the blubber fucker. I want to get all up in that.
What?
Okay, I can't even say that with a straight face. I think I just opened my mouth a bit. Jokes aside, though, let that set the stage for the type of shit you're going to be hearing throughout this Dubster Dive with the anime we're covering. Yeah, it's ghost stories, in case you all couldn't read.
Well, they already know what we're covering. They're the ones who asked for it, aren't they?
I don't know if anyone asked for it. I just wanted to because
someone probably did.
But I figured I might as well cover it, you know. So, ghost stories, there is a lot to go over with this one. So strap yourselves in. This is going to be a bit. It was a series of children's books written in the early 1990s by, I am not pronouncing that, in Japan. So, I guess like Japanese Goosebumps, kind of. Had films, a live-action TV series, but more importantly, the topic of today, an anime. Done by Studio Pierrot. You know, the people behind Naruto and
Studio
Bleach.
Pierrot doing something not a shonen. A recipe for success.
Yep. It would air in the year of 2000 and was produced by Aniplex. Yay. Our story follows Satsuki, who's a young girl that ends up releasing a bunch of ghosts that her mother, who was a, I guess, exorcist, more or less, sealed away. And now she's got to go through and seal them all back up again with her friends. And I immediately drew comparisons to Cardcaptor Sakura. Finding a book that her ancestor left, she's got a dead mom, they have a companion who exposits about the ghosts that they're taking on with the Monster of the Week formula. Except this is Cardcaptor Sakura if it were kinda shit. Yeah. I'm referring to the show itself, obviously.
It rips off the ring like 7 times.
Mm-hmm. So, before we get...
thinking, wait, Cardcaptor Sakura did that? Yes, don't fact check that.
What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, so, first, before we get to the fun stuff, animation! Remember, this is trying to be a pseudo-horror anime. We could have covered this in October, but fuck it. We're covering it now. Because January is a scary month.
Better than Junji Ito?
I take it you mean the anime adaptations. Someone's going to take that out of context and think you mean his manga work and be like, what the fuck?
No,
don't listen to him. He thinks it's better than Junji Ito's manga work.
Yes, obviously. Dean was the perfect people to handle it. It looks beautiful.
Yeah. But anyways, back on this. So you're saying it just looked typical, okay, and then some shots looked really shit. This wasn't that weird time when anime were experimenting with CG.
The more it goes on, the worse it gets, like, as you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and if you're wondering, the show doesn't even have an ending. The basic plot. Yeah. It doesn't end, because clearly they wanted this to be a major thing to take off. It didn't. Kind of like Anime Gonbare Goemon, Nomi's favorite show. But yeah, as far as the OST, okay, Ty, I know this didn't matter to you, but it was really fucking distracting, and I'm glad I wasn't the only one who picked up on this when I looked up. The
What?
composer is Kaoru Wada, who composed Inuyasha, and everyone that I've seen comment on this admits all of the OST in here literally sounds like unused soundtracks from Inuyasha with the same instrumentality to the point where he played. Go ahead and quote the Bleach thing, Dai, with Shirasagisu.
How do you plagiarize yourself?
Dude, it really is fucking distracting. Because it's like, wait a minute, I think
I probably would have noticed that if Inuyasha wasn't cursed by Toonami time slots.
Yeah, dude, again, I'm memeing, of course. I got a lot of Inuyasha OST on my Spotify, but yeah, like it's like holy shit, dude. Apparently, he also
You
did
can't decide
Gilgamesh.
if you want to air at 12 a.m. or 3 a.m., then you have a fucking problem. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe we'll cover that show at some point. I'm in the mood to go back to it in the future. But anyways, yeah, the OST is fine. Again, it's literally like if you want more Inuyasha music, well, here you go. You get some B-sides from his Inuyasha albums, I guess. That's what they sound like. It literally sounds like unused
The
music.
rejected tracks.
But yeah, but now I know you all are here for the real thing, the dub itself. So, firstly, I apparently saw some conflicting things. Some people are saying, "Oh, it apparently did well in Japan," but I don't believe that personally.
Yeah, if it did, it would have got a season 2 eventually.
Yeah, look how long
Okay, no, who
ReZero
am I
took. Oh,
fucking?
yeah, you're right. I was about to bring up ReZero. Look, I know we're getting a season 3, but does it have to take half a decade for each season? We're gonna be dead by the
It
time
has
it's
to take
done.
it has to take so long that by the time it comes out, no one gives a fuck anymore.
Well, either way, in 2005, ADV would announce at Otakon that they had the rights to it. I would only have loved to have been at that panel to imagine the reaction when they played some of the dub clips there for those guests, because I'm pretty sure it had to be hilarious. But yeah, as far as ADR director, well, it's everyone's favorite legend himself, Stephen Foster. You either love him or you don't. In this particular dub, I think he's amazing with the shit he did. And apparently he also wrote a bunch of the shit too.
Of course.
Yeah, so a lot of the info I got on this was actually from his own YouTube channel. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel now where he goes over the making of the Ghost Stories dub. And the whole thing about a lot of the voice actors writing the script, outside of improvising here and there and maybe coming up with a joke to help, no, he did it all himself. So yeah, one of the characters being a Jew, one being a Christian, and one being literally retarded, that was all him. Oh yeah, if you don't know about this dub, it's you're in for a treat.
The real question is, if you don't know about this dub, how the fuck did you manage that?
Well, either way, the one thing I did see is apparently if a voice actor came in early, they would be the first to be able to pitch a joke, and then the other voice actors would have to come in and basically play off of that joke and be the pseudo straight man to it or the reactionary to that joke. So some voice actors was a pseudo race to get in the booth to see what they could set up first, apparently. So, yeah, scriptwriter is, it's listed as Christine Otten and a bunch of the other voice actors, but we know now that Stephen Foster was the lead one who did everything, at least according to him. But Di, what about the piano jump scare?
Was it a jump scare?
Yes.
Or was it supposed to be?
I don't know. We'll get into that when we break down some of the stupid episodes. The only condition Piero gave them, though, when they did the dub, because yes, if you're not aware, everything in this dub script is comedic in jokey. People call it the prototype for the abridged series. Without it, we might not have Yu-Gi-Oh!, DBZA, etc. You all know the deal. And after watching it, I think we know why. It's fucking hilarious. But the reason is because apparently ADV were told by Studio Pierrot, this show didn't do well, do whatever you can to make it sell. Stephen Foster's like, are you sure? Because I could make it stand out. Yes, just do whatever you can. We just want to recoup the costs we lost on this series. Please, do whatever it takes, was apparently the response from Pierrot. And they did. You get all sorts of jokes. I think of it more akin to South Park, where they offend everybody. Doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, what sexuality you are. No, they do not care. And it is glorious. The only condition, all the character names and spirit names had to stay the same. That's basically it.
For some reason.
Well, yeah. I guess because they were based on an actual Japanese IP and they didn't want to stray too far from that. Or Pierrot didn't want them to, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know why they would care at that point.
I don't know. Maybe these characters are based on the ones from the children's novels, so that the anime was based on.
Oh, those poor children.
Well, we'll go through the dubcast and then get back to the script and some of the stuff from the interviews and shit that I dug up. First, we have Satsuki, voiced by Hilary Hegg, who's Tessa from Full Metal Panic, and Riku from D and Angel, and Milk-chan from the Super Milk-chan show. That's going to be important later. Yeah, Stephen Foster also directed that. I might as well tell it now. He believes that dub was a pseudo-prototype for this one. So that's why if there was a scene where when Satsuki answered the phone, she said Milk-chan here as a pseudo-nod to that dub, for those who've seen it. I haven't. I don't think you have either. I don't know.
Yes, totally.
Maybe it'll be worth looking into someday. And apparently it has two separate... fucking course it does. Okay, yeah, that's coming later. Way later. Anyway. And, yeah, I'm going to say this up front. All the voice actors are having the time of their life being in a show like this. So, I don't need to say anything about their performances. Everyone is having fun with it, doing a great job. Satsuki is very loud and obnoxious. They constantly make jokes about her looking unattractive, and she gets angry about it. And, yeah. Everyone knows the meme with her, too, if you've seen anything on this show. That she comes from a quasi-line of lesbian ghost hunters. Because in this canon, her mom is a lesbian who went to a homosexual conversion camp. Oh my god, what the fuck are we watching?
Oh, something.
Well, after her, we have Keiichiro, her little retarded brother. Don't look at me. The show's the one who calls him that numerous times. He even does the stupid laugh, I can't even fucking do it. Dai knows what I'm talking about, as a running joke.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Christine Otten, Ozen from Made in Abyss, and Belladonna from Noir. Also teacher from Full Metal Alchemist, so every time I watch that anime, I'm just gonna imagine her doing that stupid laugh and talking retardedly. Also, he's dyslexic, the character is. I bring that up because apparently that was hard for them to write in the script, mixing the words up. But Christine had fun voicing those lines in, mixed up sentences. Die today, you how are doing.
Yes.
Anyway. After him, we have Hajime, who's the main dude of the show, I guess, who hangs out with Satsuki and them. Voiced by Chris Patton. And I guess his trait is he's kind of pervy. Yeah, he makes jokes about wanting to have sex with women all the time. And... yeah. Chris Patton is Sanpei from Pokemon XY. That's going to be interesting whenever I get there. Ashura from Soul Eater. And Gintoki from the Gintama Sentai dub film. That sounds fucking weird. But fine, he's also Turles in Dragon Ball if you all want a more recognizable role. And again, he's having the time of his life here. Do you got anything to say about Hajime Dai before we move on? Because we're going to come back to the script after we're done. Yes?
No.
Yes!
What?
Yes! Okay, anyways. After him is the next member of the group, Leo, the Jew. No, I'm serious. He's a Jew in this canon, in the dub canon. They even make jokes about how cheap he is and how he doesn't want to spend any extra money. He also says Oy vey, and he celebrates Hanukkah and all that stuff. He's Jewish. He's also a computer nerd. Voiced by Greg Eris, who's Nagisa from the Free franchise, and Yohei Sunahara from Clannad. And again, Greg's doing a great job. I don't have any complaints. And after him, we only have a couple of more left to get through. Momoko, who's the Christian. Praise Jesus, etc. Voiced by Monica Royale. You all knew what was coming. It was ADV around this time. It's Bulma 457! The undefeated streak continues.
Did the number go up since last time?
Yes, the undefeated streak, man. It keeps going. And Mayrin from Black Butler. Also Nero and Mary Meliona from Black Clover. Because, you know, double casting two main characters in a long-running show. Okay, it's a topic for a different day.
Double miscasting, exactly.
And, I mean, Momoko's very quiet. So, there's that. I will say, the funniest joke I had with her was when she said, Jesus said to forgive everyone who's transgressed you in the past. And Audrey just goes, yeah, and how'd that work out for him? Like, motherfucker, damn it.
It just works.
Monica would claim this is the closest she has ever been to a Bible and that it was more or less her script on the show, which is why she'll randomly just say blah, 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 and then quote what Bible chapter it's from. So, you know. After that, though, we have Amano Jaku, who's the mascot. So Amano Jaku is a spirit that, an evil spirit that got trapped in the body of Satsuki's cat. And he's voiced by Rob Mongol. Morrison from the Devil May Cry anime, that is seriously all I will know him for at this point. And Goat Hori from Martian Successor Nadesco. And as of right now, I think this might be Rob Mongol's best role, at least that I've heard.
And he's also a professional SEAL.
Wait, everyone knows this story. Well, maybe, I don't know. But regardless, yeah, like, his performances up till now, from what I've heard, are just okay. Nothing terrible, just nothing, like, holy shit, standoutish. But I think this is his best role so far.
Kinda, he just sits there,
like
existing.
a cock. Also, for some reason... For some reason, it lists him below our next character, which makes no sense when he's in every episode, give or take. Our next character is Reichiro, who's Satsuki's dad. Why is the cat listed below him when her dad is in how many episodes total?
3? If you combine all his screen time together?
Cast lists are retarded. Well, he's voiced by Illich Guardiola, Crad from DN Angel, and Yusuke from Clannad. And again, this is typical Illich role. You all heard him. Fucking Illich, man. Only a couple more. Jeez, we gotta cover Kayako, Satsuki's mother, who sometimes possesses Momoko's body. To give more exposition on how to defeat the ghost and tell them what to chant, etc. Voiced by Marcy Banner, who's Keiko from Aquarion Age, and Stella from To Love Ru. And it's just fine. Just remember what camp she attended, though. Also, she's Sakura's mom from Urusei Yatsura, the remake. Because Discotheque won't dub the OG. Fucking Discotheque. It's all your fault, Dai.
How's it my fault?
I don't know. Now, the last
what
recurring...
incompetent company does.
The last, recurring character to go over is Mr. Cicada, the teacher, voiced by Tommy Drake, who's one of the Ryus from the SF280 V-dub and the narrator from Cromartie High School. Dude, this teacher is amazing. Are you saying you wouldn't want to attend his classes, Dai? The word problems he gives them. If you have one guy and 4 hookers, how many years is that in prison?
17.
Wait, so one guy would get off easy? Or one guy get 5 years and have more to do?
17 years, what?
Yeah, but that's across all 4 people. If you're dividing it,
Exactly.
that means one person's either getting off lucky or they're getting off
that's just for the guy.
Oh. For some reason, yeah, okay. But either way, he also keeps mentioning this rival teacher, Hadley, that he has a rivalry with. He's like, I hate that bitch. She gets a raise, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was obviously all fake. Stephen Foster created her because he wanted to have a running joke with him. And, yeah. There's even a moment where he sleeps with another teacher, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not interested in you. I'm gonna go have dinner with Hadley instead." That bitch, really? This poor dude. I mean, hey, apparently he sucks at sex.
He should stop spending his time with hookers.
Dude, he sucks at the game of sex, though. You heard the other teacher. She called him the Minuteman. She said he had an A in size, but a D in endurance. And of course, I gotta mention Da Vinci, one of the ghosts, who's voiced by Obi Frosthips. What a fucking alias. Okay. I'm sure a lot of you probably heard the story. Yeah, that's Vic Mignogna, Ed from FMA. He said he made the mistake of telling Stephen Foster, yeah, just come up with an alias for me. I don't care what it is. And that's the one Foster picked.
Ironic that he would eventually end up voicing Opie too.
I didn't even think of that. But outside of that, there's some double casting. Christine Otten voiced a couple one-off characters. I couldn't tell, though, because I haven't heard her that much lately. Brittany Karbowski voices several, including the one that everyone memes who's seen this show, Mio. The one who wants to resurrect her dead rabbit, and then says at the end of it, I'm sorry for resurrecting you. I know we can't be together no matter how much we want it. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, that's basically everyone on the main cast. Andrew Love voices a few too. So...
He voices this recurring construction worker who keeps calling his boss a jackass.
Yeah, under his breath. That's listed as 2 separate characters, by the way. I think
that's clear. That's clearly the same character.
Okay, because he's listed as like several different people. But yeah, oh, where to begin with the script? Yeah, so it references and makes fun of everybody. Like the episode where Leo's getting ready to act in a play, and people in the audience, his parents, which, by the way, of course, his mom, who's also Brittany Karbowski, has a typical Jewish accent. You all know the one. And she's like, oh, I bet Keanu Reeves is getting really nervous right now. It's really stupid. And there's a moment where they're making fun of him, saying, oh, Leo, I don't think you're cut out for this acting thing. He's like, you think I'm repulsive? Hey, I'm hung like a mule. And Satsuki goes, well, you're definitely no DiCaprio. Do you all get it? Because his name's Leo. See what they did there? And of course, there is the moments they call Keiichiro retarded numerous times, including calling him the short bus's #1 passenger. Oh, and the other one, you know the one, Dai, where he's training for the fucking festival. And Hajime is doing the typical drill sergeant thing, saying, you don't want to run from danger. You don't want to get raped by strangers. Keiichiro, pretend like there's a big black man behind you. Well, I guess he's not racist. And that's when Leo says, yeah, I guess not. He's only 0.2 seconds faster. I love how they're trying to cancel the festival, and Hajime just shouts, "No, you can't do that! Think of the little retarded boy who's been training his heart out for this!" Oh, yeah. There's so much, man. Hell, you even find out at the end the ghost is sad because his friend got in a car accident. And Sasuke just goes, "A car accident? Must have been a Chinaman. I don't want to sound racist, but those people cannot drive." What the fuck? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one just said, but the stereotype of women can't drive it. Wait a minute. Also, I have one question.
What?
It's about this next line. It's when Leo is, they're doing the whole dating site bit, and Leo just says, "It better not be another overweight tranny." What does he mean, another? How often does this happen with him?
You don't want you don't want to know.
I mean, hey, he also says, "Ever since Lost, networks will take anything with a supernatural edge to it. Originality is dead." This was back in 2005, by the way. If you ignore the Lost reference, that quote works so well today, doesn't it?
Yes.
But yeah. Let's see. Oh, I'm just trying to think of all the stupid quotes, man. Unless you have any of your favorites that you could think of off the top of your head. Like Chris Patton trying to speak Japanese by saying the whole "Ching Chong Niwa," and then he goes, "Oh shit, that's Chinese."
It is.
Oh my god. Uh, just a couple more, and then we'll get into the stupid interview thing. Because we'll be here all fucking day. But Dai, do you remember what Momoko said?
Don't let a piano follow you into a dark alley.
Oh yeah, that. Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. This is actually in the show itself, and it's really dumb. And we kept laughing at it. The show wasn't trying to be. This was one of the times the show wasn't telling a joke. It's just it was so fucking retarded. So the episode is if the ghost is if you hear the song "Fear Elise" by Beethoven 4 times, you die, and it lures Satsuki out at night, and it chases her with a fucking piano on wheels. It's so stupid. Did you say
Into a back alley.
Yeah, and every time she's running down the street, wasn't there a piano around every corner?
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Also, out of all the songs to pick, that's the one you went for?
Hey, man, you gotta save budget somehow. It's public domain.
Yeah, a lot of them are. But that's the Beethoven song you picked.
But die, this is no time to play Smear the Queer. Hey, that's a literal quote from Leo. Oh, I also love when Satsuki went back in time and she gives her dad the gift to give to her mom to basically so that way they can get together so that way she'll be born. And she tells her dad, she's like, "You better give this to Kayako, otherwise she'll end up on a lesbian cruise with Rosie O'Donnell." And they keep running with this stupid joke, man. And I think it's the cat who brings up Amanojaku. Who's like, "Well, clearly she must be bi because she banged your dad twice. You have a little brother after all." This is someone who said that. But yeah, I think one of my favorites, I've got to cover a couple more real quick. The Haunted Hood Projects. What the fuck was that thing? It's your typical haunted apartment complex, and
Housing complex, exactly.
yep, I knew you were gonna say that. But I love fucking Audra is just like, so this is where all the minorities live, which is what Keiichiro goes, am I gonna get beaten up? Satsuki just replies with, no, probably robbed and sodomized. What the fuck?
Even better.
But Dai, did you know blacks have bigger penises than Asians and Mexicans?
Yes.
Just remember,
They've
the
said
old
that
ghost would have
enough.
gotten away with it too if it wasn't for us meddling kids and our retarded sidekick Keiichiro. But yeah, like it's actually one thing I'll cover real quick is you notice how the bleeps were cut out in the last 5 episodes, right? Where they stopped bleeping the swear words.
Yeah.
According to Foster, that is because they were hesitant to have the bleeps in for the first few volumes, and then they stopped hesitating at the end. That's literally the reason, according to him at least. Why they were hesitant in the first place, I have no fucking idea. Especially to show like this. But yeah. The last thing I'll bring up, real quick, is Momoko's cousin, Maki, who apparently they went for the typical stereotypical gay guy thing, you know, the hey guy or whatever. He is actually a woman in the Japanese version, but Stephen Foster did not know what gender that character was when he saw him. He just thought, oh, male hairdresser, therefore, you know, go with the stereotypical joke. Or as Momoko likes to call him, a filthy anal pirate who gives oral pleasure. So, or as she puts it to her, he's just a Jap from Fagtown. As far as the pop culture references, we'd be here all day again. They mention Tom Cruise several times. They go over both sides of the political spectrum. So, yeah. You know, if you haven't seen it yet, we just gave you a sample. Check out this show. It's on Amazon right now, isn't it? That's where we fucking watch
Christian Slater's career.
Yes, I was about to get to that actually, since we're about to do the interview things. They made this running joke where it's like, oh wow, he's dead, just like Christian Slater's career. And then they bring it back later on where Leo's looking like at all these dead things, like, wow, there's this one, there's Christian Slater's career. And there are conflicting things on that. Greg Harris claims he was the one who came up with it, the Christian Slater thing, and people ran with it, whereas Foster claims he came up with it. Now, that could be because it's been years and the stories could have gotten a little mixed up. But Foster also claims that because he was controversial in the anime community at that time, that the other Vuz were listed as scriptwriters to get some of the heat off of him. Believe what you will on this one, I guess. That's all up to you. But you know, Dai, Christian Slater is dead. Actually, is he? Is he even alive?
I don't know.
I just remember Alone in the Dark. And that movie was awesome. It was great. But yeah.
And you've seen it day one, exactly.
I didn't see it day one. I saw it like when around the time it first came out. But yeah, it was kind of shit.
And you learned from your mistakes and you didn't go see House of the Dead.
I think House of the Dead was first. But back on this, Greg would also say there were some jokes that they had to remove. There was a joke apparently, as he said, about Jonathan Brandis, who at that time had just committed suicide, and Foster didn't know that, and someone had to tell him, like, dude, he just killed himself. I don't think we can make this joke. So, for example, that one was removed. Be like making a Chester joke right after the Linkin Park incident. Oh, wait a minute, I might have done that because I'm kind of a dick. What, I'm just saying, man, you heard the Linkin Park songs. I agree with people. How is that a surprise to anyone? You heard those lyrics.
It's not really.
Yeah. Greg believes some of the jokes went too far. I personally don't think so. I don't have an issue with any of them because again, they went after everybody,
Yeah.
except it didn't seem like they really attacked their customers at all, which is one of the big things between this and Gal. Gal, a lot of its lines seem very hateful and spiteful towards members of the anime community. This just seemed like a bunch of people shooting the shit and having fun because they were allowed to.
I mean, I think that Christian jokes are very one note
Yeah, they
and only
were.
landed like they only landed like 10% of the time.
For a second, I thought you meant Christian Slater.
No,
Yeah, the Christian jokes were Christian
I
jokes
mean
were a
no,
bit one.
that was necessary because they needed some running jokes, or you'll just feel like you're losing your mind.
Yeah, yeah, the Christian jokes with Jesus, and I've said this before. I think in Royal Space Force, I have Christian beliefs, but none of them offended me. I just do think that a couple of times it's like that one fell flat. But again, humor is subjective, so I do agree with you on that. They probably could have done a little more to
Actually,
flesh
they
those
only
out
seem to work when there's another character there to
to play
run
off
with
of.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off though when she was like, "Leo, you're a really good seamstress. Please tell me you're not a homosexual. You don't want to burn in hell, do you?" It's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh man, this show is something. But yeah, Greg did say that they would never do this with a classic like Evangelion, but with a second-rate show like this, who cares? I sort of disagree with that take because it's like, where do you draw the line with second rate? How do you make that distinction? This is sort of an exception, but
A show that did so badly in Japan that it can't even recoup the money it lost.
yeah, so I see what he means, but at the same time, you've got to be careful or it can really get out of hand and you can
Yeah,
end up.
I mean, I mean, the best example is if this show, if they just one for one followed the plot, would anyone have cared about this dub?
No. Um, I,
And that's where you have to draw the line. The
yes.
show is not interesting enough,
Yeah, so it's, again, Japan
or
gave,
period.
regardless of our opinion on it, Japan gave the go ahead. That's basically my whole stance on it. Because the same could be said for Gal, but again, from what we know, Japan never gave their go-ahead on it, and as we talked about, they attacked their audience at numerous turns and inserted terms like SJW and shit, and yeah, that got fucking annoying. But here, it's like they went after everybody. They didn't care, and they again had the go-ahead. But yeah, even Vic would elaborate in his interview on the show, saying that the Japanese want people to preserve as much as possible the original intent, but with ghost stories in particular, they were told just to, do whatever with it. As we saw, they did.
Yeah, when the
And
person you're licensing it from doesn't care, that's when it's like, okay.
mhm. And I mean, who can blame them? But yeah, as far as some of the in jokes, there is a bunch. Again, Stephen Foster goes over all of them. I'll just go over one as an example if you want to know, like, why do they say these voice actors' names breaking the fourth wall? Like, they name drop Chris Patton, Rob Mongol, etc. He goes over that and tells his stories of that shit. The one I'll go over is obviously Vic. You all know why.
That also
Um,
seems to be a regular ADV thing, because they do that in Fumofu too.
yeah, at the very end when they said this Chris Patton, this was a Christian. So they keep calling Satsuki Mrs. Mignana, and even Hajime's like, so what are you gonna name the baby? Vicky or Vic 2? And that's what she just goes, actually, I never dated Vic. Apparently, according to Stephen Foster, it's because back when Vic started working at ADV, he asked if Hillary was single, and he was interested in that. So, I mean, he's got good taste. I don't blame him. What? Why are you looking at me?
No
But
one's
yeah,
looking at you.
so yeah, that's the whole story of that. Also, Foster tried claiming that he's the one who gave Vic a career by giving him his role of Generator Gaul, but Vic was before that in the SF280V dub, so grain of salt on that one. Unless he means that's Vic's first main role. Anyway. There were also moments where they added in random screams when there was nothing, like moments of silence, because they thought it was funny.
And it was.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Invader Zim's humor, actually.
Which...
What up?
But
You can't buy cookies with ham! I mean, what, you know how many random screams that show has in it out of nowhere.
I thought sharks were my friend.
Sharks are my friends, damn it! And, anyway.
Tell that to your missing hands.
There were also times when they said the literal Japanese line, because again, they thought it was funny. For example, when someone's like, does anyone want to volunteer for this? And Hajime just goes, hi, 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 hi! Again, they thought it was funny. So, that's why it's like, what the fuck did you just say?
You never know what random shit you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. And Stephen Foster is not wrong with this statement, though, claiming that, or he said that it was all his boss's thing to westernize dubs more. And what I mean by saying he's not wrong with this, claiming that if he did anything wrong, they probably would have fired him. But, you know, the shows kept making money. People were buying it. And that's all that matters in the end. Which is probably why, unfortunately, Jamie Markey's not going anywhere at this moment. Since, you know, we all still watch Dragon Maid. And all that other shit. Also why Toei didn't take the DBZ rights away during the Funny Leaks situation. Because again, money's always going to trump everything in the end. At least that's my take on it.
I mean, are they really making money with how they went bankrupt like 5 times?
Funny? Probably not, but the DBZ IP... Yes. Probably. Maybe. But yeah.
We're talking about a world where we're talking about the era where you fail upward.
Mm-hmm. And who doesn't love that? The last thing I'll mention is how everyone praised, apparently, the episode where they go to the snow resort?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one with the blood lake that's blue for some reason. But as Yuki, the chick in that episode, says, just give it time. It'll be more red than Republican Texas. Hey, her words. She was voiced by Leslie Tesh, who's Kurumi from Needless. I bring that up because everyone was saying that her scream was so, like, hilarious that they kept running with it. You know, the way after every sentence she just did that random stupid scream. I can't even fucking do it. But yeah, I do agree. It was great. So figured I'd throw that in there. Now, would Ghost Stories come out today? No, I don't think it would. I genuinely don't. Because people hate fun. You notice that, Di?
Yeah. Would stuff with animation as lazy as Ghost Stories come out today? Yes.
I know, you're gonna have to make a fucking Orient comment.
I did not say Orient, you did. But enough!
Yeah. Doesn't help that Stephen Foster himself is like, yeah, I know the jokes wouldn't work today because they're problematic. And I was like, fuck, dude, not you two. Come on, man. But what can you do? We can have hope, though, since the spotlight is on these localizers not fucking with our shit anymore, though, I guess, with serious anime. Right?
No.
Oh. Well, last Cliff Notes thing to wrap up. ADV died, but currently it is in the hands of Discotech, who now have a Blu-ray for it. Which has the original Japanese version on it if you're interested in watching it in sub, I guess.
Yeah, who the fuck would do that? That sounds so boring.
That brings up the other dub that exists. No, don't worry, you all could probably see the time bar if you're watching the VOD of this. I'm not going to go over that whole fucking dub. Especially because it barely even exists. It's under Lost Wikia now, or Lost Media. So, before the ADV dub in 2002, there was an uncut dub from Animax. Oh, look, I'm not going to shit on the dub quality. It's Animax. You already know. That feels like bullying at that point. But, yeah, the dub was extremely faithful to the original Japanese version, like spot on. Which is why Hajime's, some of his tendencies commenting on Satsuki's panties seem to be canon. That's how I found that out. I was only able to find one episode of this on one of those sites, but...
I mean, based on the context of the scene's animation alone, yeah, that's easy to interpret.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, the dub itself is, again, it's what you'd expect. Would have been cool, I guess, if Discotheque would have included that dub as well, just to make it the most complete release. But again, it seems like this dub is lost to time, so I guess they couldn't. Speaking of Discotheque, yes, we know Kenichi Season 3, or whatever you want to call it's getting dubbed. We'll cover it at some point, whenever it comes out, I guess.
Eventually.
Like 5 years. But yeah, that's probably going to do it for this one, though. Ghost Stories, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. If you're offended... What up?
You can watch it right now on Amazon Prime.
I don't think it's just on Amazon.
All of you have that.
I don't think it's just on Amazon. I think it's one of those shows that might be on everything, actually. Hell, there's numerous clips of it on YouTube. Even full episodes were up there at some point. I don't think they're up there anymore, though. I don't know. But yeah, this was a hell of a lot of fun, and I will say this, if the Japanese did not give their, like, if the original studio did not give their go-ahead for someone to come in there and wreck their shit, yeah, I'd probably be, again, a little miffed at that, because it's like you're taking someone else's work and taking a piss on it. But they did, so judging it on that merit, I think this was great. I had a lot of fun with this.
I think the word you're looking for is cultural appropriation.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Fucking dragon-made patriarchy line bullshit. But anyways, yeah. Anything else to add, Di, before, we get out of here?
Did you get all that?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Good. You might not re-retard it.
Shut up, fag from Japtown. I think I said that backwards.
What?
From Japtown. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Just got that backwards. But yeah. If there's a favorite joke of yours we missed, just let us know what it was down below. Again, we couldn't cover everything, guys. There's too many to go over. There are so many. I wrote down pages worth of shit that I loved, but it's like we would have been here all day. So, and besides, you guys should experience this show for yourself if you haven't. It's fucking great. And yeah, sure you all know we love offensive humor, which is probably why this year I'm gonna let loose and tell some more offensive jokes on our channel. Because why the fuck not at this point?
Or you'll be bored to death if you watch it authentically and sub.
I saw some people do like it authentically, and if that's you, let us know. Like, please tell us. To me, it just seemed like a generic Cardcaptor Sakura knockoff. Or as the voice actors called it.
Ripped off the ring 7 times.
Yeah, they made a comment saying, "Are we ripping off the ring for like the 5th time?" But hey, give us your thoughts. As far as MVP of the dub, I don't really have one this time. Everyone, I think, did pretty good with what they were given. They were all having a lot of fun with it. Dara, you're retarded. I think she's right. You are retarded. But alright, guys. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have yourselves a great day. And next time, I don't know. We're covering something. We'll see what it is.
You'll know the quality of it if an obvious thing.
That's so mean! Why would you do that? You know what, Di? I'm sending you to the haunted hood projects. But all right, guys, for realsies, till next time, have yourselves a fantastic day, and thanks again, guys. Till next time. Bye!